Solo, a Star Wars story. Who doesn't remember this masterpiece in storytelling?
I'm alone.
Solo.
Nuclear take here, but I wasn't really a fan of the film for a couple different reasons. But old wounds have bubbled to the surface today. The Vanity Fair article rolled out, and Kathleen Kennedy had a few things to say about Solo and why she thinks it didn't work.
What's that? Solo didn't perform?
No, it didn't. After a virtual box office disaster, Lucasfilm was sitting there scratching their heads wondering what could have gone wrong. Well, KK has brought to light one of the issues was casting.
Who's scruffy looking?
And the quote is as follows in the article. The 2018 movie Solo explored Han Solo's younger years, with Alden Ehrenreich taking on the role of the smuggler originated by Harrison Ford. The film has its admirers, but it made less at the box office than any other live-action Star Wars movie. Solo's swagger may be too singular for another actor to replicate. Kathy says there should be moments along the way when you learn things. Now it does seem so abundantly clear that we can't do that. She is, of course, there referencing to recasting an OT character like Harrison Ford, like Han Solo with Alden Ehrenreich. Now, in conversations I've had just this morning alone, I've already had people say, hey, that's not what she meant, that's not what she's talking about. But there is a podcast where the author of this article does go into a little bit more depth, talking about exactly what was said here, and he confirms it himself. This is exactly what Kathleen was talking about. And if you're saying, well, that's not referencing the failure of Solo, then what is it that's made it so abundantly clear that you can't do it anymore? The writing's on the wall, man. It's extremely clear for me exactly what's going on here, and I just have to say, this shows you just how out of touch Kathleen is with the fans of the Star Wars universe. You think the problem with Solo was Alden and his portrayal? No. Try this.
I'm sure you've noticed that Lando has feelings for me, which makes working together difficult because I do not feel the same way about him.
Yes, yeah, I see that.
Make it stop.
There are a lot of reasons why this movie failed with fans, and taking an out like that just seems kind of cowardly. What do you think, babe? Did you like Solo?
No.
No? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. And I know there are some of you out there right now that are saying,
Just go back and rewatch the movie. It's not that bad.
to you, good sir, I would say every fan is entitled to their opinion, and that's what we're about here on the Hangar Bay.
You moron!
Of course, I'm just kidding. If you enjoyed the movie, good, I'm glad you did. For me, this was one massive nightmare and will remain as a big stain on Star Wars for me. And a lot of people don't feel that way about this movie. But this is right up there with Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker for me. I was not a fan of the film. I was not a fan of the story. Obviously, there was a lot of production issues that went along when they were filming this. And then there were financial issues after it opened. So I don't understand how somebody like KK can come in and kind of put that on casting. We won't say Alden specifically, but we know it is, especially when we've seen absolute outcry to see this guy play Luke Skywalker. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but when we had all the Luke stuff coming out, everybody was saying that he should play Luke. And so I really don't think that that's a viable argument, because we're okay seeing recastings, but they have to be in a good story. I swear to Bob, if I had a nickel for every time I've said, has to be a good story. It's got to be a good story. I wouldn't be making YouTube videos. Have a great day, everybody. This is X-Wing signing out. I'll see you next time.